I got hard, like it wasn't hard cheese, but it warmed up. Is it now a soft cheese? I never thought so deeply, but everybody else, just makes let you guys know, we're currently recording. We have a microphone there in the center of the room and webcam over here. This is just for anybody that wants to. So whenever you're talking, you can try to project towards the microphone in the center of the room, please. That would be the best way to pick it up your voice. But we will be starting here soon. I just want to give that heads up as we were getting around. Yeah. Yeah. I am legitimately debating on how much crap I want to give Ben right now. Game starts at 2. And I can give him this crap because he is my DM. Right, game starts at 6. Game starts at 6. You don't show up at 6. Game starts at 6. Like doors open at 5. Listen, we have 2 players that are like, oh, it's 6. Let's do a food run, and I'm like, no, game starts at 6.
This can't apply to things like GM's writing. But GM did late to Instagram like that thing with
or you know, game starts at 6. You know what I'm gonna do at 6:05? I'm gonna run the dishwasher.
Yeah,
the GM is there.
So,
I was prepared to take
big conference we've been working on.
Yeah. So you've been asking a lot about politics. Where do people reside? Like where the different houses, things like that. So we have been working on creating that. Kay did a lot of due diligence and created a lot of the names for the other duchies because we had houses, but we didn't have like individual names for a lot of it. And that allowed me to kind of break down this map, and I'll show you a different version that's just our section. But to kind of give you guys an idea of what you're seeing here, the 2 dark sections are not part of the house in the center. Those are the Bakir here, and then the Ankara section over here. So we just darkened those out. It's a counterpart of our government.
Your girl knows that's about here because your girl knows where Elecnia is.
Yeah.
Stories like stuff based stories they still take place.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you can still put stories there or anything like that.
This is just a political map.
Okay.
So we don't have like who's running those areas. Someday.
As far as I'm concerned, the Bakir is very unified in one front. The Ankara is a bunch of different little civilizations all over the place.
Yeah.
But to explain a little bit more of what you're seeing here, in the very center there, you see a white section. That is the capital, the land for the capital. The capital doesn't take up that whole land mass. That is just the land that is owned by the capital. Just below that, well, you guys will see that there's a darker line that breaks up a lot of the sections here. That darker line is the division of the duchies. So over here on the side with the purple and the yellow over here, that is the desert duchy. Also on the side, in the center is Duchy Stenstrom, which is the
First round?
What's that?
First round.
Yeah, that's where it's from.
Yep.
From right around there.
Yeah. Then you have below the white, which is our duchy, Duchy Jernigan. And then you have above the white, which is the Duchy Lagonia. So that's the major breakdowns that you see here. But then you see that there's different colors in there, and those are represented by the different dukes and duchesses that preside over that area. Oh, sorry, yes.
It's barons and baronesses, so that goes to like the division. We've got, you know, each duchy has a duke or duchess, then there's 2 earls, then there's 4 counts, and then there's 8 barons.
Yeah, so it gets kind of complicated. Don't think that you have to memorize it by any means. But I'll show a zoomed in version of just our duchy here to kind of explain to you guys what
Now, is this going to be added to the webpage?
yes.
Okay, these will all be added to that page. So we're hoping it's something to be able to attach things to.
More active stuff. The website's going, it's going for a major revision with our rules and with lore and everything. It's going to be kind of the same right now until we get that done. And I would expect that to be done by the start of season next season.
Okay.
That's our goal project. Yeah. It might be done earlier, but I wouldn't expect it. So here is a breakdown of just duchy journey. This is our duchy. So here in the blue is the area that we play in the most. The city that's to the north of the blue, that's Nora's Respite.
In the northern part.
Yeah, the plus side is there on the right side of the blue.
I borrow your sword.
Here.
So this right here, this is Nora's Respite. This is where most of our day events happen, just north of this city. Matter of fact, we are right in here.
I have a very weird question. Is there a real life proxy for Nora's Respite? Or has that never actually been established?
Originally, the real life proxy for Nora's Respite, when we first started, was going to be was Dolan Park.
Dolan, okay.
Yeah, so Dolan Park was kind of, because originally we were talking about starting there and then just too many levels, too much traffic. Yeah, so and we also found their springs. So that's not so. And they're like really center spring, it's kind of more specific.
Okay.
Yeah. And it may turn into a thing where if we ever do get LARP camp going, that might become a more precedent, like that location. Well, it's kind of flexible right now. We're working it, yeah. And then we have we used to do a camp event known as Whisper Ridge. Many of you guys have been to it. That is this location right here. So both Whisper Ridge and Nora's Respite are in the same area that is overseen by Duchess Elena.
And side note, with your they're fine, all the main titles are.
Yeah.
But Whisper Ridge is also kind of a nexus point in some like, so there have been Whisper Ridges in other worlds too. So it's a place where the male is very thin. So if you were all done in Whisper Ridge, if you're a poor folk in the Whisper Ridge, you know, it could be maybe minor.
Yeah.
So the location varies based off of where we are in the plan.
Yeah. Now, all of this section is Baroness Elena's, Elena Royce. She is the, used to be played by a former player of ours, Angela. That area, that whole area is the lowest level that Royce claims as their territory. Then if you look at this gray area, This is kind of one of the main seats of power for the whole duchy. This is Paramus. We've talked about doing some events here. We haven't yet. But I bring this up because this gray section here is controlled by Baron Stenstrom. I think Fairchild. Baron Fairchild. And both the gray and the blue is overseen by Count Norman Royce, which is Elena's older brother. And then Bernard Royce, trying to see Bernard Royce. No, that's what I'm trying to say. Bernard Royce is over the gray, the blue, and then these two green sections right here. So it's kind of, there's multiple tiers of people who are in charge over different things. So that's why it's complicated to say, well, where is Royce territory? Well,
Yes.
technically, yes, the whole like half of those is controlled by a Royce.
And then all of the red and the brown, that is Desjardins.
Yeah.
Can't stop here. This is Royce country.
And we're now.
Yeah.
So the blue is their supervisor and then Renard is
It's yeah. And then
That's Reynard is the father.
yes.
Is it, so Reynard is the father, the papa, if you will.
But to take that one step higher, the whole duchy is run by Duchess Agatha Jernigan. And so that's why we are known as Duchy Jernigan. And so they are like the head figure over everything.
If you are ever interested in looking at some stuff in more detail and you have more like visuals to see kind of how hierarchy, if you are like interested in politics of it, then we have the.
Yeah.
I think David's in politics.
Yes, which we have a lot on that. If you guys are interested, please feel free to look it up. The one other thing that I wanted to point out is this the city that's right above the pointer here. This one right here. This is Haven. We have done a couple or one of them at Haven or two of them at Haven. One, yeah. And we are going back to Haven for this next camping event, where the sun will be up. Right. And by the way, Caleb is actually the originator of the story of it.
Yeah.
So what that tells you, you have an idea of a location that's not on the map. Let me know what they're not sure they can use.
There are multiple cities that are on this map that don't have.
It's a lot, so we're only gonna build as much as we have to.
I know, I never got it.
Yeah, it's right.
So politics are a little wonky with our stuff, but like, so.
He's gotten real interested in politics lately.
Yeah.
Yes. How many buildings?
A lot.
Yeah.
Several.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have, the house flags. Last time those will eventually be going up on the website and, you need some of them, if you are wanting to do something at the front or something, but it's gonna be have those, it's not making it public.
Yeah, the consortium doesn't matter. The
old guys, as we build this out, we talk to you guys, it was awful.
Yeah.
If you guys have ideas, we let them know. Because building a world in itself is a lot of work. B, we want you guys to have to take as much ownership of the game as you do. So if you have ideas, submit them. We'll never promise we'll definitely use them, but we always take everything that's considered from players seriously. So as like I said, Caleb doing data, doing directly, there's several different ideas that we use from areas from player for to do that. We encourage you guys to invest in this.
Anybody have any questions about like any of this stuff right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
The column above the blue with what territory is that for all this like the light green area?
You're talking about this right
There, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
And then this is Meadow. I'm probably mispronouncing these. This is actually
Where did you already pick up point out this now where Caitlin's being kept?
Caleb is bouncing around. If you read Simon's journal, he's basically bigger and moving them from place to place to place to avoid.
Here, let's try this. Do we know where Caitlin's captured?
Yeah.
Which area?
Being like small border town, or like right in here.
I think it's by the border.
Yeah.
we were seeing representations, right? So it would be a small border area.
Okay.
Somewhere in here. It wasn't a big city, so it's not probably going to end up on the map.
Okay.
It was a very small.
It's a small town.
Yeah. These icons here are meant to represent the most populated.
And generally, you have the lowest number.
Yeah.
So a lord or a lady would generally be in one of those places.
Yeah. So the folks, the record you were seeing at
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I need to get one.
But also keep in mind, like,
What the heck is something needed?
yeah. A lot of times in real world situations with refugees, they don't just cross the border and stop.
Right.
They literally go further to get away from the fighting in case the fighting carries them on.
Right.
That tells you there's a lot of different places.
Yeah. And to give you guys an idea, this where the dot basically where the blue and green area kind of meet close between when there's no surge breaking it up. That area is kind of where the refugees are being assigned. It's kind of around and around North West. So that northern part is kind of where refugees are being assigned to kind of get housing, get land.
Also keeps potentially things away from the border. So yeah. Any other questions about
You're gonna hate me guts. Can you do it very fast right down the road? This.
Essentially these
Fairchild, Internet, Brunel. Thank you.
There's a lot of steps of the mobility ladder control. And like we can show you, this is the lowest level breakdown of their.
And we can after if you guys want more detail after we get the format part of the same.
Yeah.
In terms of days travel, what is like the distance of that meter? Okay, well, I can. We have to stay. Can you go back to the previous image? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I'm.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Because I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, well, that's like Kansas, you know. Oh, it's based in continental Australia.
So where's the bush? I have one more location question just for the next. Where is Ashton on that map?
It's the furthest north in.
You're up near the capital.
All right, so maybe one of the next ones. Okay, great.
You're up near the capital.
So yeah.
So yeah, it's a big space. Yeah, we'll let you do some of the math.
Yeah.
We have some past done like how many square miles, but I don't know where that. Right.
Yeah.
That was 2017 or something like that. I didn't really have
I would say it's about with wise of the total. So if you look at Australia and see what is
And we can think about per square mile when we're thinking about vehicles.
Yes.
We're using American driving hundreds of miles a day. Again, people are driving my car and my foot, it's 20, 30 miles a day. Yeah, it's 7 days.
I accidentally tried to get the miles one day and it took us about 8 hours, so.
Yeah.
That was like, if you could say, I go for
Question for my diary purposes. So I remember somebody in one of their journals saying that we were loading up the caravan and start heading towards Eden. In game time right now, are we in Eden or are we still traveling?
Probably traveling.
Okay, thank you. Traditionally on camping trips, we arrive the day we arrive. Okay, thank you.
Is the day of,
A lot of times the week leading up is what we consider the travel time.
and sign here, I purpose is that this meeting is Fred, we're getting stuff packed and ready. So
not necessarily a 1-1 ratio on the ad, but
Okay, yeah.
kind of.
grocery shopping just.
shopping has begun.
Yeah. And then we got a lot of comments about amazing.
We wrote a lot of stuff and got a lot of stuff filled in, so.
This is brand new. We have never mapped this before.
That's true. The area that we know is not the only land on this
Plan.
planet. But we don't have that filled up because that's not.
It'll be a while until we get there.
We're behind, you know, it's. You don't have to.
Yeah, in game, the world does not know that there are other continents out in the world.
Yeah.
We only are aware of our continent, and we're only relatively newly aware that the land of Verticron exists.
Yeah.
This is the Verticron Islands.
This would be south, this would be south of the Shrek.
Is there a plot we don't know about that it looks like an impact area? That's a great question. So great question. It's
no.
Okay. Let me describe what it looks like. Yeah, well, no, like for any character that's been to Verticron, this is the running description of what this kind of area looks like. And please keep in mind, if your character's never been to Verticron, you don't know any of this. This is out of character information.
And most people have never been to Vertical.
Yeah. So this is a series of islands that are in rings around a central landmass. In between the rings is just a bunch of coral. It's like coral reefs. It's a very diverse ecosystem. The islands actually act like a protectorate for the coral reef. So it protects the reef from like waves and things like that come out outside of it. As you go closer in, there is a large cave in the center of the island here. Nobody has ever been able to go deep enough to see where it goes or what's at the bottom of it.
I will.
Sounds like, no, it's not that. It is not that. Throw that.
I'm gonna go over my second thing.
And the current magic and technology that exists has not allowed anybody to be able to go down.
And just to let you know, I know that there are a lot of people who like want to know the entire story. But that is something that, you know, we want to always get.
Breathing comes here.
Yeah. When that's some places where you can help build the story, but it's also like the Vertigon, like I said, have only recently been known. They've kind of been on the seas and have not really integrated with the people of Sprout. So they're still new to our understanding. And there may have been some, they were kind of mythical creatures for a long time.
Yeah.
So am I.
Wait, wow. So some of those stories, again, it's just beyond, like, there are parts of the lore that are created, but are not necessarily known to everybody because we still want to have new things for you all to discover and find out.
We're gonna have that Karen out here for you guys.
Yeah, a great example of that is we now know the origin of the of Estrella. And we're not telling.
That's all David's job of that.
But what if bribes?
You haven't bribed somebody in game, they have the code.
No, Jeff, what if Jake?
I can get cupcakes.
What if Jeff forgot? What if? Lovely. I have been working on cheesecake.
Already, so.
I'm saying that. This is great setup.
We hear a bit of the red house.
So, and just for everybody that knows, Vertigon has a lot of different companies. Each one of the stars and pluses on here are all like the different like headquarters of those companies. All of them take care of the floral, so I know that can be a little bit of a divergent way of thinking because they're very different. All of them are very prideful of their ecosystem that is around them, and that is like a big thing for them.
So considering not our claims of environmental violence, where would you say our people would be able to?
Where do you want to? Yes.
This is all we have to the map. So they
Yeah. So if you want to talk this out.
One at a time.
Yeah. I never done this Canada.
Stephanie's coral, oh my God, it's just.
Listen, I don't even put a tolerance in these scroll right now. She totally still have Rachel. Like, oh my God, because Rachel was trying to make a coral golem. But then Stephanie was like, no, I need it for my my dress gala. So now we have this monstrosity. That's the monstrosity that we actually needed.
Man, I'm like totally full on the story. And times go up.
That's tiny to mine.
Because.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Like y'all figure that out.
Sorry.
I don't know characters in the world that were in there.
Any other questions over that? So where is that?
Picking up the scour,
It's like this one, it's right there. So if we live in Australia, we live about 500 miles. Oh, 500 miles? Yeah. So that's like the distance of the layman's airport. So I guess. Okay.
So yeah, that's the for heritage. 500 miles.
Yeah.
That's not the Dutch, that's the.
Because like there are about 300 miles like the dots.
Talking about the size of Missouri.
Yeah, it makes sense because our land is like there's a lot of farmland, so yeah, rolling. It's fine.
So yes, that's let's move again. Yeah. So I know probably a few years before the question should be asked, but have we thought about like climate, temperature, and locations, not climate, warming the world? Yeah. We'll do a lot of chit chat in a little bit.
So, if I'm not mistaken, we would be.
I honestly think about it like the climate of the US for the drought. Where we are is where we are in Missouri. It's the breadbasket.
We would have the mountains and the desert more to the southwest, and then there's more.
Yeah, I would say northern hemisphere. I mean, they could also just southern hemisphere split. But the north up here on well, most of the Armstrong area is a lot like the Northwest, like Oregon, Washington, that type of the northern part of here is
Pennsylvania. I don't like.
Nova Scotia.
Yeah. Or they have a little bit same. Yeah, like it's very hilly, very mountainous. There's white cliffs on the north side of it that are kind of ice and permafrost. Yeah.
Okay, so I know that there is obviously visible, but are there other planets?
We have
No other planets.
No, that's when we expanded to other varieties.
They are
Like that's gonna be our steampunk LARP, and then our post-apocalyptic LARP, and then our.
And then you get to play Dr. Doom and
Yeah, there are other comments within.
But as far as like anytime we talk about other worlds, it is from like more of a realm, not necessarily.
Here's where the actual fan theory starts, that the portals aren't actual portals through dimensions, they're actually wormholes through places in space, and all the things that are happening during the same time, and no one's actually been moving dimensions, they're simply moving through space from various planet to various planet. This is my friend fan fiction.
About that later. You know, then last little bit, then Bergeron to the south will be in tropical region.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to know why it's a desert, geographically speaking, there's a mountain range that's around it is a rain shadow or thing. So basically,
Similar to what happens like in the Rockies.
Yeah.
Great seeing them too.
Yeah, beyond that, Duchy Stenstrom is a bit weird because it is a weird magical wildland badlands.
So most of the people live here. Most of the other stuff is kind of progressive.
Yeah,
If you live there, good for you.
there's a few civilizations, but a lot of the people that are there hold the mentality of if you can live here, then you're worth it. Type of mentality. It's very rough. For example, one of the monsters you guys have caught actually came from that monsters they fought. Because the rabbit came from Spencer. And also the many yes. So everything more like made. Possibly it's badlands, it's more barren, if there maybe ones, like same kind of feeling. Yeah, you hear you live where people are. Stand with Wyoming. Don't call that haunted Wyoming.
So, geopolitically, the reason why there is one big settle here is that this is the one overland trade route between here and Onsboro. So that just runs right through there, and so yeah,
It's a very popular trade route.
Also, that city of the metal is where the meet out and there's some Armistice Day, so when
So guys, we can talk forever on lore and things like this. Fun stuff. Is there any other questions regarding that? Yeah.
Just curious, or how the fairness, we planned area in our world.
Above here, like on the northern tip spot here is going to be more tundra and yeah, and also the Blackbeard Mountains. If you go up into the mountains, they are so.
okay.
Will the Verticon, like different companies have like different flags or banners?
Yeah, we haven't quite developed. We've been focusing on mainland, and a lot of you guys have like clicked onto the Verticon, which sort of got there.
Again, yeah, if you want to make one, that would be.
I definitely.
I would encourage them to learn the better when it comes to like maps. Or not maps, but like flags.
There's a great video on what makes this flag.
No, don't push your cult on me.
No, work on your side. It's back actually. Let's each section over. This is platform, the requirement,
Yeah, we got that in the report on the website. We were going to go into more detail on that. It's something you're curious about. It's grandpa's about starting one-to-one that we kind of break down.
So for the most part, our section is farmland. There's a little bit of woods, a little bit of stuff like that, but it's mostly grains, food, animals, things like that, cattle, that type of stuff. To our north area is almost all woodlands, so it's going to be logging, hunting, furs, trapping, all that kind of stuff. The deep south, the desert. Is very populated with gems. There's a huge gem mine that is in the desert.
The western actually, overall, western actually is the wealthiest of all the veterans.
Yeah. And then in the center, it's more about survival.
Well, there is actually, they do have one thing that's beautiful. That there is a lot of. Imagine Yellowstone type of like weird pools of like sulfuric
I thought this is going to be like creatures there produce chemicals and they hunt them, and that's why like it literally is economy by combat prowess.
I mean, that is The other big like export that they have is military, is the combat, and also religion. Like two of the biggest families in the military and also the religion and the order are from that duchy, and like that is a huge part.
Ryan, can you look the duchy? Can you point to the one?
Yeah, this is from here.
So like a lot of the house. But I know, Jorstad has a lot of people that like go into the military and would be like paladins and high ranking, but they would be spread out all over Australia. So they mostly reside there, but.
Yep. Good question.
I have a math question. Yeah. When are we gonna get a little outpost city there?
I actually have a rough one. Numbers.
Thank you. Yeah, we got people who sort of have to come to town, so.
I know, we got to
Like you got to create a placeholder one, but the big thing of that would be when we have like a permanent problem. Permanent problem, like that's which is the ultimate goal, is like we would have to reorganize it based off of like any sort of like permanent site we can to get off.
But I know that Jeff has one for the site that we use, the Ritter Springs.
Yeah.
I know that he's worked on some.
We gotta put our clothes on it.
Yeah.
A little bit to see.
I love that. Like, it's like everybody go in and look where you're shopping.
Not the sun out of the bar.
Yeah. I mean,
Where I super top.
my mouth, my anyone that's bigger to go to.
It's an injury.
That's why I think the thing is. Next week we can figure that
Here, just to kind of show like there is a map that exists that I've been playing around with. It's very weird because trying to represent the map and like make it realistic is difficult, but also there's a lot of trees there, and I don't know, like I could just make it without the trees.
Well, we're gonna be doing some like chop.
You need a political map too, so you can make without.
Oh yeah, yeah. This section goes to you.
What? Are you making the first turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so your little thing, you're like, I'm gonna make fun of her, she didn't use the right word, but you don't know what I said.
I'm making fun of you.
I am.
But
Oh, sweetie, you don't want to get started in the landlord age.
so, yeah, like, it's a work in progress. Yeah. We go off of what you guys request and ask for, and like we try to create it. A lot of it takes a lot of time.
The plan is for some of the political maps, like the Barrington map and stuff, we do want to make a larger version that we can bring to bring on site so that in-game players that's a work in progress.
So it's not just how we have to use how that we had.
Say that again.
For those like the school and the shop and things like that, how is that going to play a game?
You mean will they yes, the in-game the game rules are you can bring a building to wherever it's
Yeah.
It's you're just
It's a mobile.
pack it up in caravans.
Yeah. Always like the shrine is packable and travelable, and then just kind of imagine that the infirmary is also equivalent.
It's like taking your words to come on versus your physical shop.
The biggest mistake to remember when it comes to placing your building, your shop, but pack on the game. Once you place your building, that's where it stays inspired.
Yeah.
Shop or the can relocate and move
If you have enough people, I think 2 people. 4 people or 4 people.
So basically, 4 people were making up and we're moving the station.
Yeah.
and you can relocate stations, but you cannot relocate them once you set them up. So when you pick those spots, usually, make sure you're spot you're happy with the rest of the
and if you need help, if you've never been to this location or you need help figuring out where you might want to put it, let us know.
Yeah, we can outline generally where good game events and spots are, or good place to set up RGB. So
Awesome. Any final questions on that?
absolutely.
I'll ask later.
Okay.
I don't want to take up the time now. Don't go over. Pretty how it is. I have 0 players posted from after 0.
Next, you guys to your campaign event. Can I have you over John Tyler's or something? I can just sign for that, or do I?
Just something in writing, and with your certificate stating that, that you're agreeing to put them in, and they and they're signed as well. That way we've got some record. Should something happen, we can turn over to someone's authority, like this influence or something that they can say, this is the department assigned.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. So speaking of camping, then talk about camping.
So first camping event season summer. Okay, we're gonna start off pretty much with this is some kind of cover more of the just safety rules of the site that we need to be pay attention to, and general prep for what to expect physically from the event. So,
and most of these are, according to the site location.
Yep.
So
we're trying to align our rules and our safety policies with not just our name, but also the location that we're renting out or needing to us.
So good. All right. So starting off, children must be watched at all times according to the general plan procedures. This is depending on their age. We have certain requirements that we have. If they're under a certain age, you have to be within arm's reach of them. If they are over 100, under 10, if they are between 10 and 14 and 13, then parent guardian must be on something. Yep. And then 14 to 18, parent guardian has to be on site for overnight events. Or a designated. Yeah, we're designated to go. So for anybody that's thinking about bringing kids to this, I think we've talked to everybody that we know of. But those are our rules. And guys, if you see somebody that is not abiding by those rules, please feel free to come to say GM or staff and let us know. This is a safety thing. This is not a choice thing. This is a safety thing.
The event side is, right next to water. We don't want some accidents happen, or someone wanders in the middle of a combat scene. We need to adhere to that safety protocol.
Number 2, cutting trees, picking flowers, and capturing wildlife is prohibited. Don't do it.
It's a national or a state park, so it is yes. Mind your gathering. Yes.
We can gather them.
It's all in the can.
Hopefully it is.
We're not capturing our own animals
no pets are allowed in the camp except those used as guide or service animals.
No, sorry, brother. I'll stay home.
Okay. I can't bring my adventure dog with us.
You cannot bring your emotional support dog.
Number 4, dispose of all trash properly. Do not leave food waste or other trash on the ground.
We heard you guys think keep left it. You will have things clearly marked as where dishes go, where trash goes, all that type of stuff. Just if something's not marked, let us know, and we'll write on a piece of paper and take it to a thing.
Or if you have questions.
Yeah. A big part of this though, guys, in case you're not used to camping, leaving food out is a big no-no. There are bears in this section. Yeah, we have had players spot bears in this region.
There's been a bear sighting so far this season. I've been watching the conservation stuff.
It was me.
Our is not always good for the animal in the.
We otherwise we feel an entire. For these.
Are bears? Black bear? Yeah. Not something that's super aggressive, but.
Sorry.
Yeah. Number 5, during meals, scrape the food scraps from your plate and place them in the tubs provided. Please follow the process. It makes it so much easier for us. And on our fabulous cook and chef and head of kitchen.
Yes.
Well,
A whole lot of time to stand.
If you're helping to clean up, it just goes a lot faster if that was already done. And so that means that those people can get back to eating
But if you can test, if I have to clean the kitchen before I cook, you're not eating before midnight.
So there's going to be some signups for some basically extra duties of like there is designated times where we want some people to dish. There will be, if you don't want to necessarily get out of costume and stuff like that, there'll be opportunities to do things like go collect trash and stuff like that. And yeah,
Or check the restrooms, make sure that there's toilet paper in the.
yeah, just yep.
Number 6.
I love this one. I know it sounds like legit common sense, but you're selling and hygiene and washing hands before meals. We like a medieval experience, but medieval hygiene is not necessarily. We are doing food that is buffet, so let's just be respectful.
We have hand soaps all over the place. We're having them again. If for some reason we run out of soap in the place, let us know and we'll run more soap.
Hand sanitizer to the shopping list just.
No, we have it. Yes. That doesn't expire. 7, open fires are allowed only in designated areas.
Only one designated area on the side.
Big fire pit?
Yeah, we have a big fire.
We're planning on having, as long as weather permits, and planning on having a fire Friday night and possibly Saturday night.
Obviously, there's consideration, so if there's a park and we have to pop.
If it's windy, there will not be a fire. Fire will not be left unattended.
Next up, switching from fire to fire. No firearms are permitted in camp without written permission.
Well, if you understand that we, concealed carry state, if you have a firearm, let us know. If you to the park and see.
What about some that comes out? I'm going to assume that includes in vehicles.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the property.
On the property, state park requires all of that.
I don't know, it's all just.
We just wanted to give these to you ahead of time because we understand that, people have them, and so.
Number 9, if you need to leave the camp for any reason during the event, please check in or out with the DMs at the registration table. As much as a lot of people, they do let one of us know, please go to the registration and actually just check out. You don't have to turn everything in, but just that way we can keep records somewhere.
If there's some reason like an inclement weather thing and you need to do a head count, you know who's on site.
Yeah.
Y'all are campers, so you don't count it.
Yes, Councilor K.
Okay, number 10, we have exclusive facility campsites, recreational facilities for our group. Do not visit other camping sites at the state park.
The other thing that I heard, but if you see anybody who is coming to our area that should not be there. Why don't you get no?
Yeah, what you do is you send Jake and Kaden over there, and they go over there and be like, I'm sorry, are you tourists lost? And then they're like acting like a tourist right now, and they leave.
We did have people come out last time because this park is not all that, it's not used on Labor Day and Memorial Day. And so people came out and they were very confused.
Well, and there's also houses nearby, like there are people that live in the area. And so there are some people that just walk these paths anyway.
So just, if you see someone that you don't recognize as a player, let them know.
Yeah. Number 11, tents and recreational vehicles are not permitted without prior approval.
Don't bring your RV.
And if you want anything else, just let us know.
Yeah.
We have been approved for a very small number of tents. So
does that include all pop-ups and stuff like that too?
The 10 by 10, yeah. So
if you want to bring a pop-up or some sort of a temporary building, just let us know so we can
have a count. Yeah. And at a certain point, we have to say
I might be one of them. I don't know if I'm gonna be fitting in the box.
That's, and just let us know ahead of time.
I'm split on 6 foot 11, and
I don't think I'm really technically.
If you're not gonna fit in the box, you're just go ahead and bring it, can't go ahead and bring it, just let us know you're bringing it. Just chat, just so it's chat or something.
well, I've been able to get on your guys' website.
you can also message the Facebook group, that will also,
Yeah, Facebook group, Facebook Messenger, all that works.
Yeah, just as long as, because that gets to all of us, and at least at one point, someone we're going to we got 1, 2, 3, that will know how to after that.
Next up, 12. Alcohol is only allowed in designated areas. Participants wanting to drink must be yellow banded before they start and may not participate in combat for the remainder of the day. They will also not be allowed to drive off the property after they've been drinking.
so the designated time and place is quiet hours, starting at quiet hours in the mess hall.
That's it.
Yep, and that's alcohol is not allowed outside the doors of the mess hall.
And that is basically the mess hall becomes a 21 over place.
Yeah.
We will have other places, we'll have the big theaters like that. They'll still be open in games like that for people who don't want to, or still want to stay up and socialize and stuff like that. But
And we will have a designated out game area.
Yes.
That you can go and hang out,
But this is the safety and the safety precaution. It will once quiet hours start, and that's all will be 21 over at that point. So
I do also want to just say that this is a do it your own content type thing. Please do not go overboard if you do choose to drink, because if you put us at risk in any way, shape, or form, you will not be allowed to drink at a future event. As a matter of fact, we might cut it entirely.
right now, this is become a trial basis for players. We've had some issues before, and so we've got set these rules in place. If we have to, we will move to drive on the events. But yeah, we're trying to try a couple things and see if it works.
We're trying to accommodate. Some people want to have a drink while they're camping. I understand that, but we also have wide age range. We don't want to exclude people.
Some minors do not ask for a drink.
And so,
Minors and turkey.
additionally, if you are drinking alcohol, you have to check it in with the GM and let us know. Because that alcohol stays in the mess hall. It doesn't.
you'll put basically put up a chiller for it. And,
There'll be
But not every office, not.
for those who are interested in those that parties, we're giving 3.5 gallons of beer.
Meadowmere is not supplying any housing. Yes, zero.
Individual players may. Share. But again. If things get rowdy or property, you know, like.
If there's ever any damaged property or anything like that, it stops.
The merits.
And we could lose access to the campsite if we do not. We don't wanna lose this place now.
Sarah, you're not allowed to drink at the campsite, I'm sorry. I don't want to be this person, but like, I'm cutting you off right now.
You can absolutely come hang out. Oh, some people aren't actually here for that announcement. I'm working on a craft project. It's gonna take about 9 months or so.
So disappointed in Sarah, this is how you found out. Jamie, I'm not
Everybody else is enjoying alcohol, not you guys with your buzz and saying silly stuff, so.
If it sounds like we're coming off harsh on that, it's because we've had some close calls. We really don't want to be that.
There's no place for it.
I can use some bottom waste now.
Yeah. It's a security and liability thing that we have to, and you know.
We want to have fun.
We want to have fun. We want people to be safe. We don't want someone to be, you know, hurt or potentially us be liable and miss out on a great spot that we made use of this last year.
They really love us.
Yeah. 13, smoking is prohibited in all buildings. All cigarette butts must be disposed of properly.
Smoking also needs to be done generally away from the player base. You know, people that have asthma, breathing issues. If it's that don't like it. Yeah, I think that's fair. So just make sure if you are smoking, you kind of step away in a safe area.
There's some spaces like around behind the kitchen.
Yeah, there's like
out there. More towards the area than the rest.
Yeah, he's part of the purviews, which behind the kitchen is perfect. He's like
and hopefully your tattoo.
Come on, you don't get it. Number 14, parking only in designated gravel or paved parking areas. Please do not hold on to the grass at any point. They get very frustrated with that.
We'll have a place where you guys can unload it, but then you guys will have a place where you guys will have parking all vehicles.
Yeah. Real quickly on that, we probably won't be staying right next to the parking lot this time, so it'll probably be an unload and then move your vehicle. Well, the reason why is because walking to the ends was kind of challenging. We still might use those areas, but not for camping. We'll probably be closer to the center.
Is this the same location as last time or the first time?
The last time. Yeah, there's not the hill that goes down to that big center.
It's the one.
It's one of the.
People stay more central. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Let's say you lose it on one third.
Like there'll still be a little bit more walk because you're in.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's. I don't know what happens won't be okay. We have some things.
We can use the closing camp.
What?
I have a map of it later if anybody.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
15, destruction of real property may result in repayment or repairs and or expulsion from the event.
In all seriousness.
Yeah.
No,
That is not.
no backyard wrestling and drug tables. Don't do it.
Whatever.
16. Don't do this. We had somebody do it last time. Don't do this. No swimming is permitted by participants during the event without a lifeguard on duty. We do not have insurance for water activities or a lifeguard.
That being said, someone wants to give your lifeguard certification so that in the future we can do this. Well, no, it's not a guarantee, not a guarantee. But like,
there's probably having lifeguards and us being able to afford the insurance. Ultimately,
There's a dock there.
there's a dock here. We had someone that, you know, jumped in, they didn't know about it, that's why we're announcing it now.
So what I'm hearing is.
that being said, if we do allow like a lifeguard to do it like that, since one of the players and you volunteer and everything goes good, there'll be a lot of CSP and yeah, volunteer time for that.
But
Not at this particular event.
no, right. That's why they got to apply. So.
And these will be general for any of the, events that we have. If something changes, we'll make sure that you all know, but.
This pretty much covers this covers all the camping events that we're doing, the camping events at the same location, and even really covers the day events as well. The part that follows very similar. So.
Any questions about the rules that we're doing? Yeah.
If like the whole family is gonna go, we're gonna be in a separate sleeping area.
That's a great answer. We have some areas that are more secluded. There's no individual cap, but like there are things that we can have you in smaller sections.
And they are by. We've only got a few of them, so just be aware. We generally try to reserve those more for families than with smaller children. It's not a.
We also have some people that are requesting some specific medicine accommodations. So yeah, like
I have to get up at like 5:30.
Yeah.
we'll make them several.
So you have specific accommodations that you need.
We saw it.
We want to sleep on a so
That's not happening.
Thank you for that request.
So I look back yesterday. I'm gonna get that whole point.
I'm gonna get to imagine this.
as long as we have it and you put it back after.
So I just wanted to mention, for anyone who's not on the food plan, if they're bringing their own food, please, as soon as you're done eating, clean your food up as well and put it away, because it's really nice to be able to go in and use all of the tables, not food sitting there. It's just kind of gross.
After you guys, for those that are making their own food, we have the 2 hours designated for each meal time. That is your time. That 2 hours is your time to access the kitchen, prepare your meals, eat and clean up.
Yeah, there's no one in the kitchen during service. You have 2 hours.
That's 2 hours.
To make a sandwich.
We also have laws, and we can start giving game fees to people that are food. So
Have time to talk about the meal plan.
Sure. Real quickly, because it's connected to this, if you are doing something and you need to set it up like a few hours before, like it's slow cooker or something like that, please just come talk to us. Most likely, Ren will let you come in.
There's plenty of space back there. I just need to know who's back there. So I can turn around and stack it.
We really can't have, we really can't have, with the work that Ren's doing and whoever's helping them, for a lot of people, they're going to be taking up a lot of space. We can't have everyone in the kitchen at the same time.
Yeah. So as a general rule, not allowed in the kitchen unless you've been given.
Are we gonna have like those water coolers set up like last year?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have 2 or 3 water coolers set up. Unlike previous events at this location, the plan is barring the site, the building is available. There's a craft lodge that's right next to the registration lodge, the registration lodge we're using. That is going to be designated out of game area. So if you just need a place to go and chill out and kind of decompress from character for a while, talk, hang out. Drink some water. We'll be there. You can obviously shake it.
We'll also have a first aid kit there, so if you need a Band-Aid, it'll be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the idea is, so you don't have to necessarily go back to your bunk. You have a place that's closer that you can.
Additionally, you know, and utilize that data, those acting areas as much as possible. We want like in game, I know sometimes during meals, we don't have communication deals. I'm sorry, chat with Max, keep everything as much, you know, in game, on stage during that time, and then out of game areas, we can go out and you need to be correct about talk, you go to the out of game area, chill out. All right, your plans. Are you good?
So, guys, for anybody who's not been in one of our camping events before, we have a ticket price, which is $35 beforehand. That covers our expenses of renting out the site. And then we also have a membership, which is completely optional. It's for $30 for 5 meals, which I don't know if you guys are like me and you end up eating out a lot. $30 can be one meal sometimes, depending on where you go. So $30, you're gonna have all the meals covered. We have on here what we are serving at what meals. So you can get an idea of if this is something that you want to do. Friday dinner, we have beef shepherd. Sorry?
Bigger, please, hard.
It's
Control plus mark.
If you take your fingers on the
So also you can go to the website, go to the meal ticket itself. This is where I'm looking to see this information. So you can bring it up on your own place. So Friday dinner, we have beef shepherd's pie. There's also a vegetarian shepherd's pie. We're gonna have mixed greens, garlic bread, roasted cauliflower, and pineapple upside down. Saturday breakfast is a pretty standard breakfast item: scrambled eggs, sausage patties, skillet potatoes, fried mushrooms, and tomato.
Because people don't like meat, is what I like a full range.
Muffins, we'll have apple cinnamon and blueberry, and fruit. There's going to be cuties, bananas, things like that.
Breakfast is the same both days because of this.
Yeah, breakfast thing, except on Sundays.
They're having bacon.
Lunch on Saturday is kind of a la carte taco bowls. Choose what you want. Here's all the things that we're going to have. We're going to have rice, mixed greens, fajita chicken, fajita veggies, black beans, squash, assorted fixins, queso, fruit salad, and trailer
cheesecake, not French, it's dangerous.
Saturday for dinner.
There's
feast. We're having garlic and herbs stuffed pork roast.
That's why it's feast.
Stuffed squash with crispy smashed baby potatoes, dill sauce, jeweled quinoa pilaf, tomato and cucumber salad, and raspberry white chocolate cheesecake.
It's not any of
As much as I love you, you were the one who was super excited. Just make you that banana, but just make you try that. It's fine.
And then Sunday we have breakfast. Yeah.
Trauma, bacon.
Throughout the weekend, we will have one fridge which is set aside for leftovers, for sweet snacks, and sweet drinks.
Yeah, so that'll be the open access fridge, come get it.
That is, do not bring our, at the end of the event, take it with you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
If you all are bringing food, like whether it's you're on, even if you're on the plan, if you're bringing snacks or whatever, and you want to designate like something that's community, you can put it in the fridge, or we're gonna have another place that you designate that should be open, just basically it's gonna be the community, don't starve.
Yeah, so there will be a personal, there'll be personal storage fridge, there'll be community open access fridge, and then rest of the stuff will be yeah.
I think the like last time we had it as a truck fridge, the smaller fridge will probably just be community fridge and like personal storage, and the walk-in will be just truck. Like if it's in the walk-in, don't mess with it.
Yeah. That works for me. Yeah. So we'll have all those labels up there for anybody. If you have any allergies or anything else that you not let us know, please do, because we need to be aware of. We have allergic to be next.
You are screwed.
You're in the wrong sport.
I think allergies not ready.
So active allergies that we know of are blue cheese, walnuts, cherries, strawberries, and peanuts. Coffee seeds. Real coffee seeds.
Real
and real crap. Oh man.
Peanuts.
We can get real crap.
If you have an allergy, let us know so we can make sure that food's not in there, but also let us know what happens. You know, like
Do you get hives? You're going to anaphylactic shock.
I've known someone who had a touch allergy to peanuts and went into anaphylactic shock. So somebody had peanut butter on their hands, touched her hand, and he had it. So we need to know how strict we need to be.
So people who have, I have known that had citrus allergies, it's like if you peel an orange around the edge, for having been involved.
Also, if you have an allergy to things like wasp stings, we also need to know that.
This is all, again, being safety minded. Any health issues like you guys are comfortable tell us about, feel free to let us know. We want to make sure that we're providing a safe space for you as well. And we're aware of how to best help you should something happen.
We do not share that information with anybody. We just use it for our own planning to try to make sure we're being as safe as possible. We used to have a player that had an allergy to cedar. And we had to be careful what wood we threw on the fire because the smoke would set off around. Yeah.
I'm allergic to cedar.
That just reasons we want to know because we have to be able to.
And just, you know, if you have your own cookie, then just make sure you have it with you. If you did, you know, real life comes first. If it's not like in here, I don't care. So yeah, on your body.
And then the last thing that I have for the meal plan, this is being closed on Wednesday. Wednesday, the 17th is the last day to purchase this meal plan because we need to know how many people are out there. Yeah, I'm just going to all day Wednesday.
We'll probably have it posted after this thing. Also,
it's all over the Facebook. It's like events. Yep. It says that even on the ticket.
Yeah, very cool. Yep. Yeah, just we need time to be able to shop, make sure it's another.
So, any questions?
Anyone else there for food related questions?
Can I ask about the tickets earlier? But this would be my daughter. Whenever I go into my account, I have two of all the tickets. I just want to make sure that it's for both. It doesn't get mixed up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to log into each person's account. And
Yeah, that would be my question.
Yeah, when you do that, just if you should suggest that, hey, I heard tickets for.
That's what I've been doing. Yeah. There's also a note field that if you want to just put it on there, that's what I do whenever I have.
Yeah, I do both of them. I'm like, and I don't know.
Absolutely, yeah.
I have to remake my account. What's happening?
I have my password and all everything like that, and then it keeps saying I keep answering the last question on. We'll work with you.
I know, math questions to prove my existence makes me angry every day. It's Robert.
All right, we need
Okay. Last subject we have, I think for today is general camping advice for people who have not camped before. Some recommendations for good habits to do and things to look out for.
Sunscreen, bug spray.
Yes.
I'm
Shots. Radiation. Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the top. Bedding. You will have mattresses provided in all the months. You'll need to bring something to sleep on top of, a pillow and a sheet or a blanket or a sleeping bag or something like that, because raw vinyl used to back not the best innovation in the world. Let's see, bug spray. You'll need bug spray. You'll need sunscreen.
And make sure you're spraying those away from people when you're
Yes.
outside,
Not inside the cabin.
And if you're a changing girl, body spray as well. That'd be that is a mandatory factor. For clothing, there's a reason why we say some all blacks like that. If you can get a set of all black athletic wear to wear as a base layer, even for your own costuming, and not only does it make it easy to do changes in NPCs, but something that wicks away moisture from your body as your very base layer will keep you cool throughout the entire event.
So it is no joke.
Yeah.
Prevent your car from getting the funk. Personal experience from the last couple of camping events, bring it more under it than you think you need. Not because of accidents, because you will be damned.
This is also the standard, but socks do the same thing. Switch your socks regularly.
Don't sleep sloppy.
Yes, change your undergarments before you go to bed. A clean, dry undergarments will help you sleep so much more comfortably and prevent things like heat rash and irritation.
And that's the cabin.
For showers, not make sure that,
Now, to make sure anyone who has not been there, bathrooms and showers are co-ed. So be respectful going in and out, but announce yourself so that people know you're coming in. But also, just basically you can't go in there by yourself and shut the door and lock it because you're keeping everybody else from getting or something. That's not cool.
Yeah. Please do not lock the bathrooms, even if you're having difficulty or you need space for some alone time. I guarantee you this is a large area. There's plenty of room for you to go to.
so maybe even near the players, there may be a couple of empty bunks, but empty cabins that you can go in and use it.
There is an item called Poopery that you can get. You can spray it through the toilet and it takes bad smells of feet away.
I know it's not a part of the packing list, but something to consider is while you're out there, is have a buddy team.
Yeah.
That way, if something does happen, you trip and twist your ankle and you fall down in the trees, and you got nobody with us, you're gonna be there a while.
Scared. Guys, I have a neuropathy, which means that at random I lose function of limbs, and I have spasms. If you come into the kitchen and you see me flopping around like a fish, I'm not having an epileptic attack. Do not stick a spoon in my mouth.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not the floor.
Yeah, no, I actually branded on the porch behind the kitchen for about 6 hours. April came and found me, and the rest of the crew after hours was real sweet, and they like hung out with me while I cried.
None of us,
Oh yes,
none of us knew that they were like stranded. We're hanging out on the back porch of the kitchen.
Well, okay, reached my phone for like I had about 2 hours where I could not move. So once I could reach my phone,
assistants came quickly. They finally texted me and just texted me one word and said help. I've never ran faster in my entire life. But anyone that was hanging out on the dock with us that night, Ren was having an episode, and I was polite, didn't say anything. I was just like, hey, is anyone gonna come hang out?
we're just chilling. Well, like talking about things people need to know for safety.
Yeah.
Nobody panic. I'm not gonna die. I just make weird sounds and faces. It's okay.
And just for everybody's understanding, if you don't feel comfortable telling us, you don't have to. We're just requesting because we want to know how to react if something happens.
Yeah, like, I have a set of medical conditions and I have instructions that a lot of people know, if there was an emergency, this is what needs to happen. But we also have some people who are first aid and CPR trained. So April is, I am, is, Claire is, so, are you? I mean, and, like, if you are trained, like, I try to keep my certification up, so, we have people who can help with those emergencies, but we want to make sure we know the right thing to do if there is an emergency. So,
yeah, because
it's not trying to be invasive. It's just, I have taught CPR for years and years, but if you do CPR on me, it's not going to be good. So, you just don't always know. So we need to make sure we're prepared.
Other things to think about for packing and stuff. If we've always encouraged people to have modern shoes and stuff like that. Shoes as garb is the last thing that you should be concerned about. But if you do have some cool garb shoes that you want to try out, bring them back. It's good to bring a backup pair of shoes or comfortable boots or stuff like that you can run around in anyway, just in case. But
slip-on shoes at night.
But if you do have the shoes for your garb, insoles are a good thing, and if your shoe rubs on your like heel at all, you put duct tape on there to make that rub instead of actually make it flip. Yeah, there are a couple things you can do.
Moleskin.
Yeah.
Duct tape for moleskin.
That's duct tape for soft.
I know, yeah, a little bit more about you, like.
Wool socks are always good as well.
even in summer, then
They will pull moisture from your feet, so your feet don't get sweaty or get rashes. So.
I'll put it in perspective, I walked over 20,000 steps a day at the last camping trip, so you get on your feet a lot.
you feel it.
Water bottles, bring water bottles, you're in a cozy,
Only run twice a year, that's the spring and fall.
but like, do you prefer water, like, so refillable water bottles to individual water bottles, just because it produces a lot more waste, but we will have water, I mean, water will be available, but.
depending on temperature, we have done this in the past. We might enforce spring breaks.
Yeah.
If it's like 90-degree and 80% humidity, we will go, all right, that basically every hour, every 2 hours. Game stops, everybody goes in and drink water.
It could be, they are expecting, last I checked, temperature wise, low to mid 80s as a high potentially. So just be aware, it's going to be warm time.
Make me the villain because I'm going to be so upset.
Yeah. Just be aware, use your best judgment as far as your garb layers, and honestly, drinking water on the hour, every hour, like just drinking as much as you can. Dehydration sucks.
Take a break, stop sweating.
Yeah.
Also, just a gentle reminder that glass and ceramic containers are not allowed.
Just the game side,
Great.
So get your towels.
What is our access to air conditioning?
As of right now, it's only in the kitchen.
Yeah.
We haven't.
If there's an emergency and you're having a heat stroke, for God's sake, come stand by the AC.
We're exploring the option of having another location that players can step into during the day to go with like the air conditioning. Yeah, we gotta figure out. I see. We're exploring something that you have.
That, so that being said, then there likely will not be air conditioning in the cabin. We will try to provide some box fans and stuff like that to get good circulation, but those cabins actually do stay pretty cool on their own.
Yeah, they're like concrete, like they're pretty slim. Yeah.
With that being said, there is a shower in the cabins. If you haven't been like use or something like that, feel free to bring it.
Yeah. Bring it in.
Say the cabins are fairly nice, like you don't prop the door open, it stays pretty cool in there.
Yeah, so.
Also, if you forget anything that they covered already, don't be afraid to ask in the general chat, because everybody was been there before, someone's gonna answer your question.
Yeah, and if you want to bring something, but you're not sure if it's a good idea, go to the general chat, because. Listen, the group knowledge of what is a good thing and what is a, oh, please don't, you are not gonna have a good time if you bring that in this room alone is ridiculous.
Yeah. I also just want to say, in the first aid kit, there are 790 products, so if you find yourself in need of an emergency, they will be there.
Most of what we've talked about today is also on the website. So.
You love that website.
Sorry, we're like, we need to bring our own toilet paper, correct?
You should.
It's the campsite doesn't really need.
Yeah, so great question. So the things that the campsite is providing is going to be a physical bed, the mattress and the frame. I'm just specifying. But also like the stuff in the kitchen. So any perishables, any supplies, things like that, the campsite does not provide. We will have some.
We will be providing some data. We will be providing toilet paper, some paper towels, hand soap.
Bring your body wash.
But if you have your type.
No, I'm going to stay.
I always recommend bring at least one, bring at least some of your own stuff, just in case we run low. Let's get stuff in a place where, oh, I got it, there's a little bit of
For friends who have outfits and gear that you're like, I can't put this in the washer. If you spray vodka. Yes, and use Everclear is what I use, that's the highest proof. But it sprays on dry and it helps clean it. So it takes care of bacteria, okay?
You can have a good time later.
So
For throwing masks or anything like that, again, like it's good stage.
yeah, it doesn't discolor. It's a theater trick, costume shop trick where spray on I use that on the couch. Yeah.
That's what we got.
All right, that pretty much completes the general stuff. Any other questions about Stride, about the camping event, about what to expect? One thing I will say, compared to the day event, because we have some new faces here. Camping events is all you're going all in. So be ready.
Ration your abilities, because when you have 5 uses of an ability from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. or whatever, you're like, oh, that's fine. I won't run out. You build it out. This is a fair warning. I am gonna go Midwest mom on my healing. I'm gonna just one of you. I need at least 4 of you here before I do it healing.
Yeah. The other thing to keep in mind with the camping event, Again, utilize that at a game area. The goal, whenever we do camping events, our goal is to make it as immersive as possible. So we want to try and stay in character as long as we can.
Yeah.
That's not possible to do the entire time. So taking some time out occasionally, take a break. Go in that out of game area, or go to your cabin depending on where you're at. And take a breather, decompress.
If you really want to talk about the new Breath of the Wild game, go to the out of game area.
Yeah.
Or
games in
What's allowed, what's the cost?
So Arbor is gaming. If you cannot, you have pictures of it or something.
Yeah.
Like show the pictures here and a little bit like break up and we can I can let you know.
All right, cool.
Remind me about meal tonight, so it's in-game or out?
Meal train game.
There might even be things going on during mealtime stuff that
They got them raised by
some people might be choosing to stay as their NPCs and certain mealtime.
Also, this game, we will have a schedule function. That's not going to be everything that's going to be happening, but since we have a summit, since we have the meal, since we have things like the mortality quest that people specifically want to be in, we will go ahead and post the highlights of what's happening, so you can know and kind of make your choices when you're doing NPC duty. You know, you can choose that. But that doesn't mean that if there's not something on the schedule, that something's not going to happen. It just means that those are the ones that are kind of the, you know,
If you want to be somewhere and like catch the action, we'll let you know where to be.
Yeah. Mortality quest, that's something that's different from day events compared to camping events. Mortality quests are offered at camping events only. If you are opted into the mortality system, you get a character, you get in for free. Yeah, and you participate. If you are not opted in, but you want to participate, we will spend five civil service points for one life.
Yep, and you only get one shot at it.
One shot.
So if you are not part of the mortality system, but you want to participate, if you go down and you bleed out, you are then out of that interaction for the rest of the time.
you don't get to roll and see.
Yeah, you don't get to come back. We're still gonna roll, and you're easier going, but you don't get to come back in and continue helping.
Mortality quests are typically very hard risk, very hard. That being said, with some of the stuff we got planned for this one, it's going to be very interesting. So,
and during the mortality quest, do not forget to use your like monster lure, whatever you need to for that. It's very important. And one other thing is that you have 3 days of this event. So use the school if you're trying to learn abilities, because you can do them all right day.
Yes, I feel all the time to train up some ability.
Yeah, you can almost learn any ability at a camping event if you do an hour's worth of training each day at the school with somebody teaching. I do want to mention for those veteran players who have done mortality quests in the past, we are changing up some things about it. It's still gonna be a set-aside time. It's still gonna be a quest. But we're gonna try to play off of some skills a little bit more. That's not just hack and slash.
Yeah. As people have probably seen in mortality quests, it is our time to experiment and do stuff that we haven't done. So
because it's really difficult to have 3, 4, 5 bad guys and 20, you know, like 20 of the players swarming, and we are getting to be a large. So if we have 40 people in this event, it's not going to be fun to have 5 people, you know. So it's got to be a little smarter.
The only other thing that I want to kind of throw out about the story for this camp event is that there is a lot, and I'm not kidding when I say this, there's a lot of lore going on in this event that has not really been, it's kind of unparalleled. We've never had an event where there's been so many NPCs, so much backstory and connections to all kinds of things. you guys are gonna see people from all around the Dutch. That will be here interacting, representing different things. So please feel free to engage with them. For anybody who's volunteered to be a major NPC, we are working on the content for you. And it will be a lot like what we did at our last day event, where we gave you something to go off of, except it's probably gonna be a bit more than just that.
Good.
It's gonna be a bit more structured, that we're working on. And don't be surprised if you see some characters that have been there before.
So on that, I am playing an NPC character and I'm wanting to play her horrible. I mean, like a monster. So I just wanted to ask if anybody is sensitive that they do not want to be insulted because she's awful.
That's good. So this opens up a good thing. Camping events to come out more. People doing RP. If you were going to be interacting in very heavy, very emotionally charged RP session, you have to like
check in.
It
is perfectly valid when a scene ends to go back and be like, hey, are you okay? Is that
or if you are in the scene and you're not having a event, it was too much to me, I need to step away.
Yeah.
We don't, I mean, I'm not one to run away from your triggers constantly, but we also don't want to be.
I appreciate you saying this now to ask, and you don't have to say it like out loud, raise your hand, but if there is anybody, know that she is giving you an opportunity.
If I offend anybody, please immediately put your hand on your head and say, I don't like this, and I would immediately apologize.
Because if you're gonna have to with someone who I want to ask first, that's okay.
Just that who this person is not at all who I am or anything.
Actually, Holly, you're my mom's mom. For an example, in the last camping event, Kalora was it was Toliai.
I was Toliai, yeah.
And what looked like Kalora, and she was like, help me, and I give her one of my swords, and then she like spins me around and puts it up again. Yeah, but like I know that
we even like before everyone approached, I was like, hey, is this okay? And she's
yeah,
yeah, it's great. Now I know what's going on. Yeah, good. Okay,
yeah,
we're good.
Don't just always do something. If you're gonna have a big scene or if you're planning something, please talk to people because you don't know what their history is.
The good general things is you're gonna do something intense, is ask permission for either permission to touch or permission for intense role play or something like that. And if they want to clarify, then you can clarify this, but you'll find some people are kind of like, if you ask me that, I'm always down. It's like, oh yeah, go for it. But some people aren't. So
and some people, and just because some people, you may observe some people that are comfortable together doing that, that doesn't mean they're comfortable with you either. So again, always lean on the side of asking.
Yeah, just to caveat what Sarah said about triggers, you know, it's not our job to manage your triggers. If you know what triggers you, be able to adapt in that situation. Like last time we went camping, I saw Clay walking around the building in his Dr. Undergarb, and all I saw was someone walking in a hijab. And you just think about it, walking like toward my car in a hijab, and I was like, I'm back, you know? Yeah. And that's my responsibility. Yeah,
but we also appreciate knowing that because then we can, that's why we have certain, you know, band, you know, the sash colors, that's why we have safety colors. We just want to make sure that we're having fun.
Yeah.
We don't want to be like, we have all been in a situation where we have been triggered. Like we've had situations where it's just like, I was not expecting that. And so,
no one's gonna get mad at you. We have to step away from this.
Exactly.
That's what we're saying is that like, hey, if something does happen, no one, and if anyone does, you send them my way. I'm stacked. You can send them my way. I'm power.
I'll just make sure ask one. Keep them brave. If
if you need a break from there, put your hand on your head and just walk away from it.
Yeah.
It's like,
If we,
Or I'm going overboard, check me. I'm just. Well,
I apologize, I need to leave. If anyone is available next Saturday, my partner is moving here. And like, send me, we need help unloading things because we are trying to get his entire life moved in one trip. So it's gonna be a very packed U-Haul. And just the two of us, it's not gonna be fun. Moving's never fun. But if you would like to help, shoot me a message. I am constantly on my phone. As you've seen in the group chat, I'm usually pretty quick to respond to things. And I would absolutely appreciate any help I can get. You're going with me to Wichita.
So, real quickly, guys, I want to give a quick example of the time whenever this came up in game. It's a huge series ball. And Claire, you're okay. Yeah. So we had a camping event where we had a major scene happening. It was the after dinner on Saturday scene, which is probably one of the biggest that we have all camp event. And things became real intense, and Claire was kind of at the center of the entire situation. And in that moment, it was overwhelming. Like for a lot of people that were there, it was overwhelming. And Claire needed a moment. And so they said,
Adam called me, he asked me like,
yeah,
out with me, like, you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not really okay.
But rightly so. Claire spoke up at that moment, and we were able to.
You know, it took like a 10-minute break from the scene, and then we resumed the scene later. Like, and that's fine. Yeah, we've got the time.
things went sideways.
It's just, it's just, yeah, we don't want you to be sitting there days later having to recover from something. That just sucks.
We want simulated trauma, not real.
It is a reward for playing your hearts out, not for dealing with actual trauma.
But that's not
bringing this conversation back around to the start of it. Holly, you mentioned the character that you're playing. I want to go ahead and tell everybody what character she is playing.
It's important.
Yes, it is. And this will be easy for you guys to recognize, and this is not spoiling anything. Holly is playing the leader of the Desjardins delegation.
Yeah, not the leader of the she's just
she will be playing the head individual there representing the Desjardins. And so that's going to be a lot of kind of intense role playing with her perspective of the situation. She's also the one that has control of where Caleb is being hit. So,
so her perspective of the situation, which I think is important to discuss real fast, because I don't want to step on anyone's toes. She is humans only. She's completely against all portal folk and all beast folk. So I am not trying to step on anyone's feet for this racist issues or anything like that. It's just a character. If anyone has any issues, please talk to me about it. Yeah. I don't want to upset anyone, but that is who her character is. So if we want to discuss that at all, if it bothers anyone.
Yeah, please understand this is not meant to be a reflection of real world events or any real world personalities
or my personal opinions on life or
Sometimes basic something to be okay. Yeah, this is a good person.
Making something evil kind of makes things like, yeah, we gotta make some evil from a werewolf, just kind of match it in there so you can have the fun of fighting them.
Yeah, and you're gonna want to kill him.
Play the villain, play the bad guy, and it's really difficult for them. So just also remember, like, you have to step in yourself to be able to play the villain, and then They might need some time afterwards.
I'm not
just in tears. There's a character that I don't like that I just go, I can't do this right.
So do we get for the important pieces coming up at the summit? Is there a chance that we get a little guidance for the data?
Yes.
Because I'm trying to create my character too.
We will,
And I'm gonna be squaring off against Polymono.
like nature in these scenes, you will get some guidance beforehand.
I'm still writing more detailed descriptions. We have bullet point outlines for everything right now.
Character sheets, so.
Excellent.
Are you available next Saturday to?
Yeah.
Okay. Your character was kind of added through the thought after the fact. For those people that are playing major characters, we've invited you to a meeting next Saturday, just for us to like talk through all the aspects of those characters and help you into them. Yeah.
Which time and where?
It's I think I can write it.
At 12:30 is what I have.
Okay, it's like library south side of the south side library.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that meeting, guys, is just for the people who are playing major NPCs to help them figure out these roles. If you are one of those people, you can say, just let us know, and we'll talk about it. Yeah. But yeah, it's also for staff. If you're on staff, you're most likely playing one of those roles.
Yeah, but if you're on staff,
yeah.
Not everything does good on your plate.
Real quick side note, if you get to the event, the location, and you decide you're gonna be really early, just stay parked until the GMs are there. I don't think anybody is going to, but it, like, we have to do a walkthrough of the site, and so we have to make sure that everything's good. So if you get there early, just make sure you're not like
Yeah, matter of fact, nobody other than GMs or specified staff are allowed on site before 2.
And then if you're there at 2 o'clock or between 2 and 5, just be aware once you check in or once we get your check-in, you will be, the kind of expectations you'll unpack, you're going to possibly be tagged outside.
Yeah, if you show up before 5, we're going to put you to work.
You'll get the PSP for it, but
I'm Sarah's ride. I can make a car.
it's me car. Other staff.
Yeah. Any questions or anything else?
Guys, I'm really excited.
So
It's gonna be fun.
Y'all, I live in the house with Jeff, and the level of hype is ridiculous. Like, that's straight goblet pose and randomly, like, an idea, like, scurry on.
We love it.
I think right now that any other major like group questions or things.
No, that's gonna be. So
if we're done with any other group. Okay. At this point, we'll kind of break apart. If you guys want
if I heard that sounds fair, I'll do. Does anyone goes group?
When is it? Where?
It's the same way from the go. It's each weekend in June. Like if we want to
weekends are free, so
yeah, we might need to move some stuff. No.
Yeah. Hey Matt, if you pick a weekend that the group is gonna go, let me know and I can put it up on our page as a it's just a non-Meadowmere event, but like inviting you. Because last time we went as a group, it was the Double King and we dominated. So
It's so awesome.
I'm the prettiest lady. We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got pictures.
My favorite picture was the selfie of Molly and Becca.
With that also being said, in September, it's a little ways off, but in the first weekend in September, some of us are hoping to go. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like there's also probably on the website, if anybody needs it, I suggest.
Alright, then guys, we're going to call it right now, you guys have individual. This is also your last chance to take care with the one game that's gonna need you upgraded or you got building stuff, please let us know when it's.
I'm gonna be stopping. Thank you very much.